It begins quietly, the way hairline cracks appear in a wall you walk past every day. You're smiling, answering questions, meeting deadlines, remembering birthdays. Inside, though, something keeps tugging at your sleeve like a child you don't have time to hold. You keep walking. You keep performing the version of you that makes the room comfortable. You learned the choreography well. Small talk first, feelings later, truth last. You say, "I'm fine," with the same calm tone you use to order coffee. You even believe it sometimes because believing hurts less than admitting you retired of carrying a sky no one else can see. On the outside, you look stable. On the inside, the furniture is sliding across the floor. Have you ever noticed how the body tells the truth your mouth won't? The jaw clenches when you say, "No problem." The shoulders rise when someone says, "Got a minute?" Your lungs measure every room, checking if there's enough air for honesty. Most days there isn't. So you fold your feelings like laundry and put them back on the shelf. Acting fine becomes a ritual. You become efficient at disappearing. You say the right words, hit the right beats, offer the right laugh at the right volume. People call you strong, reliable, low maintenance. They trust you with their storms and thank you for the umbrella. Few ask whether you're standing in the rain without one. Maybe you tell yourself others have it worse. Maybe you think admitting pain will make you needy, dramatic, less admirable. Maybe you've grown allergic to the heaviness of your own truth. So you ration yourself into acceptable portions and call that kindness. But somewhere, the unspoken keeps knocking. Somewhere, the inner voice is hoarse from whispering your name. Pause for a second. If you had to name this feeling in one word, what would you call it? There's a hidden cost to permanent composure. When "I'm fine" becomes a mask, it steals what it was meant to protect. It keeps you safe from judgment, yes, but it also keeps you at a distance from the tenderness you quietly crave. The mask warms your face and cools your life. And slowly, the distance becomes a home you never meant to move into. Where did this begin? Sometimes with a parent who needed you to be easy. Sometimes with a house that got loud when truth did. Sometimes with teachers who praised you for being mature, which really meant low maintenance. You learned early that peace in the room was more important than peace in your chest. You became good at reading weather reports on faces. Maybe you were the eldest child, the fixer, the translator of tension. You discovered how to make jokes that diffused heavy air. You learned the volume of your voice that wouldn't wake the sleeping giant. You memorized the temperature of safety and tried not to overheat it with your needs. In a world of fragile adults, you became the sturdy child. Society helped. It applauds productivity over presence, image over intimacy, resilience over rest. It hands out awards to the ones who never drop the ball, then wonders why their hands are always shaking. The message is clear. Be unfazed, be available, be good vibes only. Grief, tenderness, and fear are invited only if they promise not to speak. So you trained your feelings to be polite guests. You let them wait in the car with the window cracked while you performed at the party. You called it being considerate. You called it being professional. But the child inside you, who once learned that love is easier when you re-easy, kept rewriting every room as rules to protect you from disappointment. There is another origin too, your own excellence. You got good at life. Competence can be a beautiful prison. When you're efficient at coping, pain rarely gets a chance to teach. You outthink discomfort. You outrun the ache. You wear gold medals for endurance and wonder why your heart feels like a long hallway at night. Imagine if a friend described your life to you the way you live it. I am always the one others lean on. I downplay my needs so no one feels burdened. I keep smiling in case truth makes people leave. Would you call that strength or survival? Would you call that love or self-erasure? If this kind of calm honesty feels rare, stay close. This space is made for you. What's happening underneath? There's a simple psychology to the mask. When emotional safety felt uncertain, your nervous system bargained. If I'm unproblematic, I won't be abandoned. If I'm helpful, I'll be held. If I'm pleasant, I'll be permitted to exist. The body kept the receipts. The mind tells the story. Together, they shape a reflex. Soothe the world before it has a chance to hurt you. You become hyper-attuned to others. Micro-expressions, tone shifts, the way someone sets a glass down. Data. Your system scans for danger and deploys charm or composure as a shield. It works until it doesn't, because a shield is heavy, and long-term heaviness becomes sadness you can't locate. There's another mechanism, emotional rounding. You sand down your edges so you won't snag on anyone else's. Anger becomes irritation, grief becomes tiredness, longing becomes busy. You still feel everything, just in decaf. The volume is low enough to function, high enough to ache. Does that sound like you? Perfectionism also gets involved. If you can keep everything smooth, no one will see the ripples. If you can anticipate every need, no one will ask if you have any. If you can perform happiness convincingly, maybe it will rent a room inside you. But performance buys applause, not intimacy. And applause cannot tuck you in. The paradox is cruel. The more you act fine, the less likely anyone is to notice you're not. People respond to the weather you announce. If you keep reporting sunshine, don't be surprised when they leave their umbrellas at home. Over time, your own forecast starts to feel like betrayal. You look at the mirror and say, "I miss me," but you can't remember where you last put yourself down. There's nothing wrong with composure. Calm can be holy, but composure without connection is exile. You are not broken for wanting both steadiness and softness. You are human, asking for a room where the floor doesn't punish footsteps, where the truth can sit without apologizing for its weight. The inner conflict shows up in everyday moments. Someone asks, "How are you?" And you can feel two answers approach the door. One has a smile and a script. The other is barefoot and honest. You open the door just wide enough for the smile to slip through. The barefoot one waits on the porch and learns to sleep standing. You accept compliments and feel them bounce off a surface you didn't mean to grow. You give beautiful advice you cannot seem to swallow. You're told you're strong, and the word lands like a gentle accusation. Strength to you has meant carrying what no one will help you name. You try to rest, but rest feels like disobedience. You try to cry, but the tear ducts have HR policies. Some nights the quiet gets loud and your thoughts start tidying the room to avoid the conversation. Other nights you feel okay, and the okay feels suspicious, like a borrowed coat that will be required back at dawn. Tell me if this line feels too familiar. You feel lonely around people who love you, not because they're unkind, but because you won't let your truth be seen long enough to be held. Intimacy isn't what people know about you. It's what you let stay when it's messy. You deserve a life where your tenderness isn't always on probation. Then one day, often an ordinary one, you notice the smallest rebellion. You answer, "How are you?" with, "I'm a little overwhelmed." The room doesn't collapse. The person nods. Something in you exhales like it's been underwater too long. The sky inside your ribs shifts shade. A sentence as small as a key just unlocked a door you forgot existed. Here is the quiet realization that changes direction. You don't have to choose between being loved and being honest. The kind of love you recraving can to even find you until honesty leaves a light on in the window. So how do you live without abandoning the steadiness you've built? Gently. Not by tearing off the mask, but by teaching it to loosen. First, name what is. A simple practice. Once a day, speak a clean sentence to yourself. Today, my smile is heavier than usual. No judgment, no fix, just naming. Then choose a witness. Send a short message to a safe person. No response needed, just telling the truth out loud. Finally, give your body a signal that the performance can rest. Sit still for 30 seconds with one hand on your chest, one on your belly, and breathe like someone you love is listening. The point isn't to feel better. The point is to stop being alone with it. A pitfall to watch for, turning honesty into a new performance. You don't owe a full autobiography to every room. You owe yourself the right to be real somewhere. Let the small steps count. I'm fine can become I'm managing. I'm managing can become I'm tired. I'm tired can become I could use a minute. The ladder down from the mask is built one rung at a time. If any part of this felt close to home, maybe that's your sign to stay. Not with me, though you're welcome, but with yourself. Stay when your throat tightens. Stay when the old reflex reaches for polish. Stay when kindness toward your own ache feels undeserved. The world doesn't need another perfect smile. It needs your living face. Return to those hairline cracks in the wall. Notice how light finds them before anything else. That's how it works in you too. The places that feel broken are where morning enters. You don't have to perform the sunrise. You only have to let it touch you. If you had to name your feeling in one word tonight, what would you call it? Write it down. Let it be enough for now. If this helped you breathe easier, you know what to do.